Yeah, and speaking of that, even if there is, I want to ask you about the Supreme Court, which has a very has a what looks like a durable conservative majority, and a lot of these issues around policy changes that can help close some of these gaps are appearing on their desk, and I wonder, what you think about, I guess, how that policy will and that fight on that front will change. Again, I mean, we already have the Supreme Court majority that I'm speaking of, but what do you think the implications of that majority are on, again, this will to change policy?
I mean, I can't say. I mean, I'm like everybody else waiting to hear, what comes down from the Supreme Court when they make decisions. I think that there are a lot of people who know more than I do about law that think that this court may not be, sympathetic to the arguments that have typically been deployed in defense of policies like, for instance, affirmative action. But I really would withhold my opinion until we actually have a decision from them and something to respond to.
Right. Understood. What do you think? Again, the fact that they haven't been sympathetic to these issues in the past, what will that mean for journalists that are covering these topics?
Not sure. Again, I can't say, and like everyone, will wait to see. I will say, in a related subject, it's really crucial that we have a diverse journalism corps. That journalism should look like the communities it covers. And we are in favor of anything that allows us to put together, classes and alumni groups and a core of reporters who represent the diversity of the country.
Got it. And last thing for you, again, this topic, as you know, has a lot of elements that are bleak. And so I'm curious to know, what are you hopeful about as it relates to race in society, as it relates to how the media covers these issues?
I've seen in the last 5 to 7 years improvement and growth in terms of people's recognition of the centrality of race as an issue that has to be covered. And there were kind of introductory conversations that we used to have all the time that we don't have to have as much anymore. And so that gives me, kind of guarded optimism around it. But the real kind of, I guess, source of optimism is the people who were out in the trenches, day in, day out, year in, year out, doing the work of making sure that people have the information that we need to have in order to make decisions, particularly, around the fault line of race in this country, which is why, again, why we did the reports.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to end it there. Thanks for the time, Jelani.
Thank you. All right. Take care.